Okay, so here's the thing we're not considering.
Okay.
We're always like, Selena can't be the best assassin. What if all the other assassins legitimately suck?
And we're back. I thought you said you were ready.
Whoa!
Put your phone away.
Oh, no. Rolly, yell at me, why don't you? And that walkthrough is even at a section break, so...
Oh, good.
This is part 2 of chapter 17. Dorian Havilard stood at the ballroom window.
Oh, yay.
Watching
Now we get
Selena.
Dorian.
Watching Selena and Kale dance in the garden below.
They're not even discreet.
Though dark cloaks flowing around them like they were no more than 2 wraiths spinning through the wind. After hours of dancing, he'd finally managed to get free of the ladies demanding his attention, and had come to the window to get some much-needed fresh air. He intended to go outside, but then he'd seen them. That had been enough to steal his steps, not enough to make him look away. He knew he should. He should walk away and pretend he hadn't seen it, because even though it was just a dance, ... Someone stepped beside him, and he glanced over in time to see Nehemia stop at the window. Listen, Nehemia and Dorian, those siblings in this case. Nehemia can see Selena dancing with a man. Dorian can see K.O. dancing with a woman. This is not a good night for good relationship choices for K.O. and Selena. That's all I can say. Your significant others are right there and you're dancing with each other. Just kiss them.
Yeah, but I'm going to say Roland severely underused.
Yeah, he should be here. With his...
I need his commentary on this.
So for a ball, would Roland wear 2 daggers? Or something?
I think he'd wear a hat.
Just a hat.
Just a hat.
But, oh, what a hat.
It really distracts the attention. It draws the attention up, that's all I can say.
He glanced over in time to see Nehemia stop at the window. After months of being scarce around the court due to the rebel massacre in Elway, she'd made an appearance tonight. She was resplendent in a cobalt blue and gold, in a cobalt gown with gold thread accents. Her hair coiled and braided.
What color is cobalt?
It's an intense blue. Look at pigment.
Okay.
Why do you care?
I wanted to know. I did not know what color cobalt is.
You don't know what color cobalt is?
No, I don't.
Oh, well.
I know it's a metal.
You can't know everything. Braided in a coronet atop her head, her delicate golden earrings glittered in the light of the chandelier, drawing his eyes to her elegant neck. Time for the chopping, just as when the king's ready for it. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah. We all know he got that chopping block.
Oh, he literally does. I forgot about that. Nehemia was easily the most stunning woman in the ballroom, and he hadn't failed to notice how many men, and woman, had been watching her all night. One measly win. That at least women were watching her.
Yeah,
also.
maybe the women are watching because they're jealous, though.
Okay, but that would be a lose. But if they were like, oh my goodness, she's so hot. Wifey, you know?
Waifu?
Don't cause trouble for them, she said quietly, her accent still thick, but much improved since she arrived in Rifthold. Dorian raised an eyebrow. Nehemia traced an invisible pattern on the glass pane. You and I, ... we will always stand apart. We will always have... ... She searched for the word. Responsibilities. We will always
have... like other people don't?
We will always have burdens that no one else can ever understand.
Really?
That they... She inclined her head towards K.R. and Selena. Will never understand. And if they did, then they would not want them. They would not want us. Is that what you mean? That's in italics, so I'm sure he's thinking it.
Yeah.
Chaos spun Selena, and she flowed smoothly through the air before snapping back into his arms. I've already decided to move on, Dorian said with equal quiet. It was the truth. He'd awoken this morning feeling lighter than he had in weeks. Nehemia nodded, the golden jewels in her hair twinkling. Then I thank you for that. One less obstacle for her. That's all I can say. Then I thank you for that. She traced another symbol on the window. Your cousin...
What, are they weird marks?
Roland told me that your father has approved Councilman Molson's plans to swell Calculla's ranks, to expand the labor camp to accommodate more... people. He kept
glad she didn't say more...
Chattel? Slaves? Rebels?
More pigs?
He kept his face blank. There were too many eyes on them.
Are there no workhouses?
Are there no labor camps? Are there no salt mines? Roland told you that? Nehemia lowered her hand from the window. He wants me to tell my father that I support his agenda, to get my father to make the expansion as easy as possible. I refused. He says there's a council meeting tomorrow where they'll vote on Molson's plans. I'm not allowed to attend. She's a visiting princess.
Yeah, why would she ever be allowed to attend any council meeting? Well, I mean, it could be for show. She's supposed to be involved in the courts.
Dorian focused on his breathing. Roland had no right to do that. Any of it. Would you stop it then? Her dark eyes were fixed on his face. Speak to your father at the council meeting. Convince the others to say no.
That's a huge ask. Like, that's kind of asking for a lot.
No one except for Selena dared speak to him like that. But her boldness had nothing to do with his response, as Dorian said, I can't. His face warmed as the words came out, but it was true. He couldn't tackle Calcutta, not without causing a lot of trouble for both himself and Nehemia. He'd already convinced his father to leave Nehemia alone. Demanding he shut down Calcutta would force him to choose sides, and make a choice that could destroy everything he had. You can't, or you will not. Dorian sighed, but she cut him off.
Okay, May, can I?
Okay, teacher, I feel like I'm in 8th grade again. If Selena was shipped to Calcutta, would you free her? Would you put a stop to the camp? When you took her from Indoville, did you think twice about the thousands you left behind? He had, but...
Indoville? ...
Thousands? But not...
Much bigger than I calculated.
Damn.
I calculated for 1,000.
He had, but... But not for as long as he should have. Innocents walk and die in Calcutta and Indoville by the thousands. Ask Selena about the graves they dig there, Prince.
Approximately 12,000 a year.
Look at the scars on her back and realize what she went through. Is a blessing compared to what most endure. Perhaps he'd just gotten used to her accent, but he could have sworn...
Is it a blessing compared to what most endure? Most people only have to endure it for a month.
He could have sworn she was speaking more clearly. Nehemia pointed to the garden at Selena and Kaal, who had stopped dancing and were talking now. If she was sent back, would you free her? Of course I would, he said carefully.
Because I care about her. I don't care about the rest of you. That's simply how it works. That's how human brains cannot process caring for 1 million people.
But it's complicated. There was nothing complicated. It is a difference between right and wrong. The slaves in those camps have people who love them just as much as you love my friend. He glanced at them.
Which isn't very much.
He glanced around them. ladies were eagerly watching from behind their fans, and even his mother had noticed their lengthy conversation. God forbid 2 people talk at a ball. That's all I can say.
He's here to dance. He has, 3 jobs as prince, and he's shirking right now.
Nehemia stared at him for a long moment the lengthy conversation. Outside, Selena had resumed her post by the pillow. At the other end of the room, Chaos slipped through one of the patio doors and took his spot in the alcove, his face blank, as if the dance had never happened.
Would you expect him to be giggling?
Chortling?
Me! Yeah!
This isn't the place for this conversation. Nehemia stared at him for a long moment before nodding. You have power in you, Prince. More power than you realize. Yeah, I know what that's alluding to. I don't give a fuck.
What is it alluding to? Does he also have...
It seems like Dorian has some kind of magical power with him. That's why he goes to the witches this book or the next.
Yo!
Yeah, I see what you allude to, but I don't give a fuck.
But I don't give a fuck.
She touched his chest, chasing a symbol though too. And
more weird marks.
Listen, this is when
people are going to figure it out.
No,
Calm down.
the anti-intellectual. Remember, they don't know what marks are. She touched his chest, tracing the symbol though too, and some of the court ladies gasped. But Nehemia's eyes were on his. It sleeps, she whispered, tapping his heart.
Magic power sleeps.
In here. When the time comes,
oh my goodness,
it will awaken. Do not be afraid. We moved her hand and gave him a sad smile. When it is time, I will help you. Again, seems like it's fitting into that trope.
Magical minority.
Meant to guide the other protagonist.
The white protagonist.
With that, she walked away, the courtiers parting. Then swallowing up her wake. He stared after the princess, wondering what her last words had meant, and why, when she had said them, something ancient and slumbering deep inside of him.
Like a beating drum?
The drums!
Aha!
And why?
Macbeth doth come!
When she had said them...
No, it's not Macbeth. It's the guy who comes to kill Macbeth, isn't it? Macduff.
Something ancient and slumbering deep inside him had opened an eye. Dun dun dun.
Here's my parting thoughts. Ready?
Yeah.
The drums
roll call. The past, the present, and the future as well. When you said the drums, I totally thought you meant the drums from the Master from Doctor Who.
Oh, no, there's part later that talks about something ancient, like a beating drum. That's what I was referencing with this one, because there's other points where it's like an ancient beating drum, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay, so main takeaways from this chapter. This is also related back to part 1 for those...
for those who
saw it. Once again, not appropriately edited chapter. There is contradictory details of the character both wearing, unless he's Michael Jacksoning it up, which I highly doubt it. Either he has gloves or he doesn't have gloves. You must pick one, Maas. You must pick one, or else say he took his gloves off and put them back on in the appropriate order of things. So
is Selena into hands? Is that why he's I have to get my wigglers out so she can see my fingers to accept, but I can't stand to touch her, so I have to put them back on.
Yeah.
Get my wigglers.
So that was a big annoyance. We also got a couple solid hits on Kael's possessiveness. And yeah.
Yeah, something that might be something that I think can back up the magical minority trope with Nehemia, especially with last chapter. Well, it seems like she's, at least recently, it seems like she's just here to help Selena with something.
Yeah, that's all she's done.
So there's that. I can't wait to talk about it more for next book club.
Yay!
Not this book club. Next one.
You're gonna hold it?
I think I'll
It's just
hold
gonna
it.
be
I'll have-
Farazan talking at this book club?
No, this book club, I'll be talking about other things I like the inconsistent...
soup.
I'll be talking about word soup and how these two big contradictions right next to each other.
Yeah, sounds good.
I already... Oh, the moon. The moonlight was the one I was thinking of,
Yeah.
so-
From chapter 14.
No.
16. That's
16.
right. It's when we just read. 14 was the word soup.
Yeah.
14 word soup. 16 contradiction. 17 contradiction.
They never stop.
It's great. All right. I think that's it for me.
Okay. Toodly doodly. See you next time.